Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be another eye tutorial. I'm really trying to do some more eyeshadow tutorials because I didn't do them for a very long time, so I'm trying to get back into the game. But this is just a super quick and easy, cool toned, silvery, everyday eye look, I guess you could say. I'm really trying to focus on eye tutorials that are more beginner friendly, that are super easy and quick to do, and very summer daytime appropriate, because I feel like in the summertime we don't feel like putting on a lot of makeup. We don't really feel like putting a lot of time into our makeup because most of the time, if you're like me, it's just gonna be sweating off if you put a lot on. So I like to keep it very fresh and very simple and quick, and just something I can do in like 5 or 10 minutes and just walk out the door. So if you guys want to see how to get this really pretty summery, cool toned, silvery, everyday eye look, then please keep watching. Okay guys, so we are gonna go ahead and get started with the eye tutorial. If you hear a roaring in the background, that is my fan next to me. I do not want to sweat profusely before the day has even started. The only thing I've done is moisturize my face, and of course I felt the need to attempt to pop one of my personalities up here and also to tweeze my brows so I'm a little red. But we're gonna go right into eye primer. This is the Sephora Colorful Shadow and Liner. This is in the shade Secret Boudoir. This is a really nice concealing eye primer, and it really does hold your eyeshadows in place all day long. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with a matte skin tone colored eyeshadow just to set my eye primer in place so it doesn't crease or fade or anything throughout the day. So you can use whatever skin tone colored eyeshadow you have, whatever works best for your skin tone. I'm just gonna use the one that's in the Anatasia Modern Renaissance palette because I'm gonna be using this palette today. So I'm gonna go into Golden Ochre and Tempera. These are the two lightest matte skin tone colored eyeshadows in the palette. I'm just gonna take that on a big fluffy brush and just pat this all over my eyelid just to set it in place. Okay, so now I'm gonna zoom you guys in and we're gonna get started with the eyeshadow now. So I'm gonna go into the Colourpop eyeshadow in the shade Koosh. This is literally one of the prettiest shades that I have from Colourpop. This is probably my favorite shade actually. So as you can see, it's just a really pretty, cool toned, silvery color, but it's very different than most silvers. So I just want to show you in comparison what a true silver looks like. This is Liberty from Colourpop. So as you can see, Koosh just has more of like a warm taupey feel, I guess you can say, but it's still a silver. I don't know, maybe warm isn't the best way to describe it, but I love this. I think it's so pretty on every eye color. It's going to make your eyes pop no matter what color you have. So I'm just going to take this on my finger, and there's what the swatch looks like. It is so beautiful. So I'm just going to put this all over my eyelid from the inner to the outer corner, going up to the crease. So I'm literally bringing my finger up with the product to the socket. Like, that's where my socket is, where I'm starting to push my eyelid back in. And I've kind of been enjoying putting the eyelid color on, like the shimmery colors on first before I go in with my matte crease shades. I don't really know why, but it just seems like they stay pigmented longer or something. I don't really know, but this is what I've been doing lately when I've been wanting to do more of like a simple everyday eye look. So this is what happens when I don't hold my eyelid taut like I normally do. So if you're not comfortable with wearing a cream eyeshadow on its own, if you want to set it, you can go in with a silvery eyeshadow. But Colourpop eyeshadows on me do not crease, they don't fade, they are very, very long wearing. I don't have a problem with any kind of creasing or anything, but you do what you have to do to make sure it stays on all day. So now I'm gonna go into the crease shade. I'm gonna go into the Modern Renaissance palette. I'm gonna take this shade right here called Buon Fresco. This is just a matte, kind of like muted lavender purple shade. This is a really pretty shade for any kind of cool toned eye look. It just works well with so many different eyeshadow looks. But you totally don't have to use this palette. If you have something comparable to this shade, go ahead and use it. I know that NYX has a shade called Tease, I believe. It's just a single eyeshadow. It's very affordable, and it's pretty much the exact kind of color as this. So I'm gonna go into a skinnier crease brush because I don't want to diffuse this color too much. I want it to be pretty precise in the crease. So this is the Morphe B38 brush, I believe. It's just a little bit longer and more narrow, and it's just really good for precise work. So I'm gonna go into Buon Fresco. I'm also gonna tap off the excess and just very slowly put this all in the socket of the crease. And since we had that shimmery eyelid color all over, you do want to be more careful with this. You don't want to go back and forth real fast like I usually do. So you just really want to take your time and make sure that you put it exactly where you want it to go. So I'm also going to kind of raise my eyebrows up to where it kind of stretches the eyelid skin. Eyelid skin, that sounds gross. So now that I have that shade mostly in the crease, I'm gonna kind of drop the brush down into the socket of the crease where it pushes my eyelid back a little bit, and just kind of work it into the socket just to make sure we got some depth in there. But I'm also gonna kind of wing it out to the tail of my eyebrow just to kind of make it look more cat eye. So what I'm gonna do is just start working it outward. So I'm just gonna go in circular motions towards my tail, and you can also kind of like swoop it like a U-shaped almost. So if you have to go back into Koosh and intensify the eyelid, you can do that now. But I'm gonna do something a little bit extra just to make this look a little bit more, I don't know, just a little bit more awesome. So I'm gonna go into the Makeup Geek Insomnia pigment, which is a really, really cool shade. It's like a duochrome, kind of like brown, teal, shifted, weird eyeshadow. But you don't have to do this. I've done this look, and I've stopped it here, and it looks so pretty. It makes your eyes look so bright and kind of sparkly. But I'm just gonna add just a tiny amount of this into the outer V. So I'm just gonna get a little bit of this on my brush, tap off the excess and the lid, and I'm literally just gonna put the smallest amount in the outer V. And I feel like on top of Koosh, it just kind of brings out the silver in that pigment. And you're not really gonna see it a whole lot unless you build it up a whole lot, but I'm not gonna really build it up a lot. I'm just going to put it a little bit in the outer V just to kind of define it a little bit more. And as you can see, just by doing that small amount, Koosh just fades into that pigment so beautifully and softly, and it looks like you have one shade on, but it's just very duochrome and very multi-dimensional. So I'm going to go back into that crease brush that we used for the purple shade and just kind of blend in the crease a little bit. I'm going to go back in with Koosh and intensify the eyelid just a little bit more. So I'm just going to take that on my finger and just pop that all over the inner to the center of the eyelid again. You don't want to cover up Insomnia, so I'm just stopping it right where Insomnia left off. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and finish up the top eyeshadow before I move on to the lower lash line. Losing my voice, sorry. So I'm gonna go back into the Modern Renaissance palette with a smaller angled brush like this for my brow bone highlights. I'm just gonna mix Golden Ochre and Tempera again. This is what I use to set my eyeshadow primer. Just mix those two together, tap off the excess, and put this right below the brow bone and kind of wiggle it down to meet that purple shade in the crease. This will help clean up everything and will also kind of help soften the color and kind of push that purple shade back down if you went a little bit too high with it. I'm gonna go back into Koosh one more time. I'm gonna take that on a pencil brush and put this in the inner corner. I'm gonna go back into Buon Fresco, which was that matte purple shade we used in the crease. And I'm gonna take that on this Morphe brush. This is just a round smudger brush. It doesn't really have a label on it, but that's what it looks like as part of the Badger collection. And I'm just gonna take a little bit of that on the tip of the brush, tap off the excess, and then put this right below the lashes. I'm not really gonna do a whole lot on the lower lash line because we do wanna keep this simple and very quick and easy. So I'm just going to smudge this from the inner to the outer corner. I'm also going to kind of halo this with the top. So I'm kind of going to like swoop it down to where it connects the top corner eyeshadow to the lower lash line. So now I'm going to go into that crease brush that we used and just smudge and blend all of that on the lower lash line. That is it for the eyeshadow. Now I'm going to go off camera and do my eyeliner, mascara, brows, and face. So for eyeliner, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild On Edge Longwearing eye pencil in the shade You're the Yin, which is just a super, super jet black shade. This has become my favorite eyeliner. For mascara, I'm going to be mixing a couple. I'm going to be mixing the Voluminous Butterfly Sculpt, which is my favorite, with the Kokie Professional Volume and Length Mascara. For brows, I'm going to be using the Kokie Professional Brow Kit in the shade Blonde. So I'm going to go off camera and do all of that, and then I'll be back to show you guys the finished look. Okay guys, so I'm back with the rest of my face on. So if you decide to recreate this look, please tag me wherever you post it or send me a picture on Instagram or Snapchat. And also everything that I used today on my eyes and the rest of my face will be down there in the description box, so make sure you go check that out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me today. Thumbs up if you like this video, subscribe, follow me on all my social media, all the links are below, and I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Mwah.